Right, good day everyone, it's Griz. We're at Bristol Kawasaki. We're doing the first test ride for Bristol Kawasaki, and I'm taking out this lovely Z900 RS. This is full on retro, but full on modern as well. It's got so many extras on it, it's great, but I just love it actually for its overall kind of original look. This looks so close to the original 900. Yeah, it's really good, and there's been a lot of attention to detail to ensure that it looks as good as this, as obviously you can tell, but I'm talking rubbish. Let's take this bike out for a ride. So anyway, let's get out on this old baby. It's not old, is it? It looks old, but it's not. It's brand new. Okay, adjust me mirrors. What huge mirrors. They're lovely. I can like see everything in that. No problems with visibility behind me. Right, I'm trying the GoPro down on the tank here. I hope you like it. I hope it doesn't come off, and I hope I don't lose it. But yeah, this bike is super smooth. First impression. She's lovely. Super smooth. She sounds great. Sounds nice and feels so silky smooth, that throttle response, and the engine. Lovely. This is just like super easy to ride at such a low speed. It's just like cruising along here, and it doesn't feel heavy. It looks like a big old bike, this, but it's not heavy at all. It feels very light and agile. Feels like I could really throw it about actually. Anyway, I'm not going to make too many calls right now. Let's get in the ride a bit. Let's get her warmed up. Let's get me warmed up. Actually, it's not too bad today. Yeah, let's get the bike warmed up. Let me get used to it, and I'll start giving you a few of my views on the Z900 RS. Overall at the moment though, I really like the style, and it's silky smooth. Right, I guess first things first, I mean, I've been riding it for a little bit now. The main thing, I've just been doing low speed stuff, like 20s and 30 miles an hour, and the bike is just kind of laps it up. It's super comfortable. The seat is just right. It's not too firm and it's not too soft. It's nice. The gearing on it is spot on for just around town. It's not too aggressive on the throttle. At the moment it's on traction control setting 2, so it's got the most intrusive. We can change that with the throttle closed down to 1. Well, we got it off now. Right, we're off. No traction control. So yeah, I think it pumps up around about 111 brake horsepower. I'm not sure on the torque figures. Post those up, Griz. So that's the actual figures of this bike. But from a feel standpoint, it feels like it's super maneuverable. It's very easy to throw around. It's very kind of flickable. It feels light. Doesn't feel heavy. Doesn't really feel like a 900. And it's super silky smooth. It's just beautifully smooth and super easy to ride at low speeds, which is just lovely, isn't it? I never had a chance to ride a 900, a Z900, when they came out originally, but I did have a Z, I think it was a 550. It was a secret bike, but I'll tell you more about that. It was kind of, I had an accident many years ago. I'm going back to 1989, and it was my first bike back, and I never used to keep it at my mum and dad's. Sorry, mum and dad, it was a bike I kept a secret from you, but I used to take it out and I used to love it. It was yellow, and I called it the Yellow Peril. Anyway, back to the Z900 RS. National speed limit, let's give it a little bit of beans. Yeah, it's fast. That was in a rolling on from 5th. Let's chuck it down. I just hope this GoPro doesn't go. Anyway, let's chuck it down, say like 3rd. Go down a bit. Okay. it's quick. It's got loads of go. This is not any slouch by any stretch of the imagination. So we've got things on the dials here. We've got a gear indicator. The controls are very clear. I love the old retro needle speedo and rev counter. Got a fuel gauge, got a temperature gauge. We got the time. We've got the range. Got average miles per gallon and the actual miles per gallon in UK numbers. So yeah, it's all good. We've got LED lights. I'm pretty sure that's LED indicators. Correct me if I'm wrong, Griz. LED headlight as well. We'll have a little walk around in a sec and have a look at it. Have a closer look. Overall impressions that this is actually a lovely bike. It really is a really nice bike. It's just so smooth and it's got bags of power. Let's take it in here in one of my places I like to come, in the car park, and we'll have a little walk around. Right, let's give you a little walk around of this baby. Right, I hope you like the little walk around. Let's get going again. Let's see what that wind blast is like. GMC. Does sound nice, mind, when you're going to give it the beans. What do you think of that bad boy? GMC. Very nice. Sweet. Yeah, I mean, even at these speeds, it's good. There's not too much wind blast. Not at all. It's nice, actually. A surprising amount of protection coming off with the clocks, I guess. For a naked bike, that's not bad at all. Off we go. And it feels like I could really actually throw this around quite a lot. Yeah, that's a bloody good bike. This is great package, I think, actually, guys. So quick, up to 60. So nimble. Yeah, can't complain at that. Right, I mean, I haven't been riding this bike long, but I am right at home with it now. I really am. I feel like super confident in everything. The brakes, the suspension, the tyres, they all feel great. The switch gear is all brilliant. Everything is to hand, nice and easy. Oh, we got hazard lights as well. Look at that. Oh, I should have put that on. Nice. You can ride it quite aggressively, firm at those forks a bit more, and yeah, reward you quite well, I think, on a bit more of an aggressive ride if that's what you like. Yeah, this bike is so good, it's actually just making me want to go and do that all over again. Reversing on the lights. Yeah, I mean, this thing can do super naughty speeds in no time. Super naughty speeds, super comfortable, and super handling, and to top it off, super cool. I mean, what more do you want? I mean, chrome bezels, what more do you need? Come on. It's a beautiful bike, actually. The more I'm getting kind of happy and confident with it, the more fun it's turning into. I mean, it's a case of how fast you want to go. I mean, it really is. There's no, even with traction control one on, it's not restrictive. I don't feel like the bike is, or the computer is really kind of taking over as such. We'll try it on 2 in a minute. And the clutch is super light. It's got a special clutch assist on it. It's just a clever clutch sleeve, I believe. And yeah, the clutch is just super soft and easy. You can operate it with one finger, your little finger, if you wanted to. That's quite impressive. Let's go around the outside, round the outside, round the inside. Alright, let's pull it in up here and chuck it into traction control. I could actually even do it now. Let's just go. No. Throttle's got to be closed. Right, that's in 2. It's in 2 now. That was easy to do. Just close the throttle, press the select button, and then kind of switch up and down as to which setting you want. Again, not really that much interference. I'm guessing if it was pouring down with rain, I would say no interference really. But if it was pouring down, apparently it has a intuitive traction control system, so it recognises which gear you're in, and it also recognises the throttle position, and the traction control will adjust to that. So if you're in, say, 6th gear and on full gas in the rain, it won't do anything really, I doubt very much, because it recognises that you're not in too low a gear to produce too much power. So that's nice. Like now, you know. I mean, we need to slow it down a little bit. There we go. But yeah, and it's intuitive, so it won't allow you to kind of spin it up. It recognises which gear you're in, what revs you're at, and it will knows, like, if you're in the wet at that gear, in those revs, you're liable to spin it up. So it stops you from spinning it up. So that is very clever. Clever piece of kit that. Well done, Kawasaki. But if you wrap it opening first with traction control on 2, it's going to restrict the amount of power going to, obviously, to the wheel and prevent you from spinning it up. I'm not going to test that out, by the way. You just have to take my word on that. And it just feels so nice in the corner. It feels like the rest of the bike is just so smooth that you can so smooth that you can just tippy toe it on with the gas and have no real surprises. But this bike is a surprising bike. It looks like a real kind of just around town cruising bike that you take to the cafe, but this bike can cut it. It can actually cut it. It can definitely cut it in the speed department, and it can cut it in the handling department. Brakes are great, suspension's great, comfort's great. Like I say, I mean, there's not really a great deal more to say about this bike apart from it pretty much does it all. Sorry, let's go through some of these different things here down on the bottom here. So we've got the temperature, ambient temperature is 14 degrees. We've got a range of 60 miles. Average mile per gallon at the moment, even with Griz giving it a bit of juice here and there, giving it the beans, 43.1 miles per gallon. That's UK numbers. And that's the average, so I guess we're not giving any average at the moment, I guess. Trip A and Trip B, and the actual mileage, this one's just done at just over 1,000 miles. So, yeah. Oh, God, let's go. Flipping it, Griz. And I think something actually I think about more about this bike, just the general operation of the controls. That clutch, it's got this super easy kind of slave cylinder on there, so it makes it super light. Also, it makes it super easy shifting. This gearbox, combine this gearbox with that clutch, it's just like, I don't know if you've noticed, a lot of time I'm riding, I'm just banging in and out on that clutch. I'm not really being very smooth. A lot of the time on kind of other bikes I would probably be a lot slower and maybe more gentle with those gear changes, but this bike's just doing it. It's just taking it. It's not giving me any problems on the gear changes at all. It just doesn't seem to matter if you're like super silky smooth and soft with the gear changes and the clutch operation, or if you're just banging the gears, changing the gear quickly. It's really an easy bike to ride from that standpoint. So if it was one of your first bigger bikes, I think this bike would match you quite well. It's not an intimidating bike at all. It's super easy to ride. It feels light, as I said, and the controls and everything that you operate on it are just super easy. It's just, yeah, a very rewarding bike to ride. It makes you feel like you're doing a great job of things, and yeah, like you're a bit of a pro. Very happy bike. Right, Griz is actually going to shut up now. Sorry, I am actually finding quite a lot to talk about with this bike. I'm trying just to let you guys enjoy it, but Griz is just finding too much to say because it's actually very impressive. Right, I'm going to get this bike back to the showroom and take out bike number 2. Not sure what I'm going to do yet. We've got loads of bikes, Bristol Kawasaki. Massive choice of second-hand bikes as well as new. Loads of bikes on demo as well. So yeah, very cool and very proud to be doing this for Bristol Kawasaki. Thank you again, guys. I very much appreciate the support and the trust in me to take your bikes out, and it's been a real pleasure. Looking forward to many more test rides with you guys. Right, so here we are back at Bristol Kawasaki. Some more classics there. Look at that. A ZX636 and a ZX9R. Lovely, lovely jubbly. Right, thank you again, Bristol Kawasaki. It's been a thrill. It's been a lot of fun. Stay tuned for the next one, guys. Lots of love. Bye. Bye-bye.